episode 2 of As Above, So Below University. Welcome, family. Episode 2 is going to be short. It's not going to be a long video. It's going to be short. The math part of it's not going to be long. Like I said, it's going to be short. And the science part of it is going to be short as well. All right. But it's going to be, like I said, a short video. We're going to go ahead and tackle the mathematics and the sciences of us. Okay. So let's start off with the math, of course. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and start off running the problem up on the board, fam. So just be patient with me. All right. Hold on. All right. We got, okay. So we're doing the systems of equation substitution. All right. Systems of equation substitution. I'm going to write it up here on the board, family. Oh, again, like I warned you guys on the first episode, that if you hear a baby talking, that's my beautiful daughter, my youngest daughter. All right, it's in her DNA, it's in her blood too to teach as well. So that's what she's doing. She helping daddy teach. So y'all be patient with that as well. All right, she just one, but she teaching too. So let's give her that courage, that motivation. All right, that way she'll be great in the future. Well, let me continue on. Systems of equation substitution. I hear you, baby. All right. Hopefully you can see that, fam. If you can't, just kind of zoom in. If you need to on the video, I'll move the board up a little bit. All right, just a little bit. All right, I'll move it up a little bit more. Hopefully you can see that. All right. It says system of equations substitution. Move it the other way. All right. Systems of equations substitution. So let me go ahead and start off and write the problem down, family. All right, we got y equals 3x plus 2. Y equals 3x plus 2. Next we have seven x minus 4y equals 7. So the next problem we have is 7x minus 4y equals 7. Okay? We're going to do a substitution. All right? To try to find out the x and y points, the intercepts. All right? So the x and y, well, not intercepts, I'm sorry, not intercept, but x and y slopes. All right? But we need to find the x and y slopes, the coordinates of x and y. All right, here we go. Let's do it. So since we already have a y equals equation, pretty much solved for y, since we have an equation already solved for y, let's go ahead and use that as an input or substitution for the next problem. All right, for the problem that's below, which is a 7x minus 4y. So let me explain that again. Since we already have, out of these two equations, one of these equations has already equal to y. They're already equal to y. So it makes more sense into substituting that equation into the equation below, all right, which is the 7x minus 4y equals 7. And this is how we're going to do it. All right, now watch. You see where that y is on the 7x minus 4y equals 7? I'm going to substitute that y for the equation above it. All right, like I said before, since out of these two equations, the y equals equation is already solved for you. So all you have to do now is just substitute it or input it into the bottom equation. All right, that's what I'm about to do now. X plus 2. All right, equals 7. So now I have 4x minus 4 parentheses 3x plus 2 parentheses equals 7. All I did was substitute. All I did was just grab the equation that's above this one, above the 7x minus 4y equals 7. I grabbed that equation and I inserted it into the 7x minus 4y equals 7. I inserted it and I replaced the y for that top equation. That's all I did. Now what I'm about to do is basically PMAS, okay? Do the order of operations. And the order of operations starts with the exponents. We'll always tackle the exponents first, okay? PMAS, parentheses, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, okay? All right, so now, if I'm saying it wrong, somebody just correct me, fam. All right, just correct me if I'm saying it wrong. But again, you do the number of order operations first on one side, and then you do it to the other. You take care of business on one side. I said this in my last video. I said this in my first video. Okay, I said you take care of one side, and then you do the other. You can't do both. I mean, you can do both on both sides if you're that good. If you can, but if you can't, then it's okay. Just handle one side until the other. Hold on one second. All right. We're good. Okay, we're good. All right. So now, again, tackle the parentheses first. So that's a negative 4. Negative 4 times 3x will give me what, family? Negative 12x. That's correct, baby. Good girl. That's correct. So now we're going to handle the next integer. Well, the other one wasn't. It was an integer and variable, but next number. All right, or integer. All right, now we have negative 4 times 2, which gives me what, family? Use the ratio. Gives me a negative 8. All right. So negative 4 times 3x gives me a negative 12x, and then negative 4 times positive 2 gives me a negative 8. All right. So pretty much the only thing I have to do now is just bring down that positive 4x, right? Which is right here. Bring that down. Just bring it down. I couldn't do anything with it above just yet. I needed to bring it down, okay, so I can be able to go ahead and do like terms, okay. But let's go ahead and bring everything else down too as well. Because remember, when you handle one side, you have to handle business on the other. So let's go ahead and drop down the equal sign and drop down your 7, okay. Now we can handle business again, all right, on the left side. So now we got to do like terms, either add or subtract. Like terms, multiply, divide, too, but in this case, you just want to either add or subtract. So what do we have as like terms, family? Like terms is basically a number and a variable. All right. Whenever you have a number and a variable, we have more than one. We have two or more number and a variable. Then you can do like terms, either subtract or add, or it can be the same way with just an integer, a regular number like 2, 3, 4. Either if you have 2 or more of those numbers, you can either add or subtract them to get one variable in a number or just one number. And to show you exactly what I mean by that, watch this. All right. So like term, we have 4x. All right, that's a number in a variable, and you have 12x. All right, that's a number in a variable as well. They're both like terms because they're the same. They're identical. They're the same. They're not the same number, but they're the same variable. Okay. So even if they didn't have the same variable, you still can either add or subtract. Okay. But they are like terms because they have an integer and they have a variable, which is an alphabet or a letter number attached to it. Okay. I mean, an alphabet or letter attached to it. All right. So like terms, 4x and negative 12x. Then the fact that 4x is positive and this 12x is negative, we're going to subtract. because they're opposite signs. So whenever there's opposite signs, you subtract, family. Whenever the signs are the same, you what? Add. So let's subtract these two. All right. So negative 12 and 4x gives me what, family? Anybody? Ah, good job. Who will answer that? You're smart. You're smart. Negative 8x. All right. Negative 8x. Okay. So now I need to bring down my negative 8, bring that down, and also bring down my equal sign along with my 7. Okay. I needed to bring these down. Okay. Um, I didn't have anything for like terms with this negative 8 on the left side of the equal sign. So I just brought it down. Same thing on the right side of the equal sign, which is a 7. It's just 7 over here by itself. So let's just bring it down. All right, we'll figure out what we do with it later. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is, being the fact I can't do any more like terms on the left side with this negative 8x in this minus 8, what I need to do is I need to get this x by itself. All right. Now I need to get x by itself, because now that I see that the x is by itself, well, it's not by itself, but now that I see that the x is in the problem to where I can get it by itself to get a actual coordinate, then that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm going to do. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so let's see. In order to get rid of this negative 8, I'm going to add. Remember, opposites of each other means what? Subtract. Same of each other means what? Add. So put positive 8 here. All right. And if we do one thing on one side, we must do it to the what? Other. Let's add the 8 here. All right. Now, being the fact this is negative 8, this 8, they're going to cancel out because they subtract. All right. 8 minus 8. All right. 0. All right. So they cancel out. So on the left side, I can just bring down my 8x, my negative 8x. I can bring that down. And on the right side, these two are the same. Remember, I was telling you about if it's the same, you add. If it's negative, if it's opposites, you subtract. Well, it were opposites on the left side, but now that we have the same on this side here, the other side, which is 7 and 8, which is on the right side of the equal sign. 7 plus 8 is what, family? 15. All right. All right. Oh, hold on, fam. Oh, I see what I did. I see what I did, family. Hold on. That's supposed to be a 7x. I don't know why I changed that to 4x. I changed that to 4x. All right. Minor mistake. Nothing big. All right. Let's just go back and change this 4x to 7x. Now I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be a 7x right here. All right. So it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal to where we messed up calculations and all that. All you gotta do is just go back and change this to 7. All right, change that to 7. Because the original problem right here is 7x. I don't know why I put 4x. I don't know why I put 4x. But it's supposed to be 7x. I don't know why. Sorry about that, fam. Probably just got a lot going on in my mind right now, but easy fix. 7x. So let's go back. This is still going to be 8. All right. So we got 7x. So it's 7x minus 12x. All right. That's what we should have did. Okay. I don't know how that got mixed up like that, but it's supposed to be 12x. All right. I mean 7x. It's supposed to be 7x, not 4x. So all I did was just go back and put 7x. All right. So again, we have like terms right here. There we go. We got like terms right here. We remember it was 4x, but I changed it to 7, so it's actually 7x. But you still subtract because this is a negative 12x and this is a positive 7x, so you still subtract. All right, so once you subtract them, you'll get, let's see. So you're going to subtract 12 and 7, which gives you 5. All right, but since the 12 is a higher number, you're going to take the sign of the higher number, which is going to be negative 5x. Okay. So now we have negative. So still, like I said, not a major problem at all. It's not a major problem at all. Still pretty much the same. We just changed one number of the problem. So now we got negative 5x minus 8 equals 7. All right. So again, we want to add 8 on both sides because we want to get rid of this negative 8. So I'm gonna put my 8 back here. All right. Remember these cancel out. Bring down my negative 5x. And over here is going to add up to what? 15. All right. That looks a lot more correct. Looks a lot more correct. All right. Now we have negative 5x equals 15. I still need to get this x by itself. Okay. I still need to get this x by itself because I'm trying to get a coordinate. Okay. I'm trying to get the x value. Okay. So I need to get it by itself. In order to do that, what I can do is I can divide negative 5 on both sides. All right, like that. If I divide on this side, I must divide on the what? The other side. So these two are going to cancel out. All right, that's going to cancel out. And I'm going to drop down my x equals.
Your Google Home isn't set up yet. To get started, download the Google Home app on a phone or tablet.
Sorry about that. She just like to talk sometimes. She just like to talk sometimes, fam. All right. But all right. So x. So x equals 15 divided by negative 5, giving me what? Negative 3. All right. Negative 3. Okay. If I divide on one side, I must divide on the what? Other side. So positive 15 and negative 5 gives me a negative 3. Why? Because one is positive, one is a negative. That's just automatic. Now, if it was addition or subtraction, say if it was addition or subtraction, 15 minus 5, this 15, this 5 would be negative, but the 15 would be higher. So if I subtracted it, it would be 10, of course, but the 10 will be positive because the 15 is a higher number, which has the higher sign. Okay, but we get more practice with that. All right, so now I got my x value. I have my x, but I also need my y. Remember, this is a system of equations. All right, system of equations. So I have my x, but I need my y. So in order to find my y, I must continue to substitute, or another word, plug in. So now what I can do, I can plug in my negative 3, all right, which is my x value. I can plug that in. I already used the y equals equation. I already used that for this equation here. But now that I pretty much solved it for this equation, I can plug this up. I can plug this up to get my y. All right, and that'll give me my y. I can plug this negative 3 back in to the equation up top to give me my y. All right, because this equation gave me my x value. And this right here will give me my y. All right, the top equation will give me my y. So let's do it real quick, real simple. All right, so we have, all right, y equals 3. Lost my detection. All right, the phone vibrating on the chest like Iron Man. Just joking, fam, just joking. But got y equals 3. All right, I'm going to substitute that x value back into the problem, which gives me my negative 3. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming. Negative 3 plus 2. Plus 2. Okay. So I plugged in my x value, which I got from the second equation, because I plugged the first equation into that equation. Then I got my x value. Now I'm plugging my x value into the first equation, which is the y equals, to get my y coordinate or y value. So now I'm going to actually solve. So now I'm going to say y equals 3 times negative 3 gives me what, family? Negative 9 plus 2. Because I'm just dropping down. Right now, at this point, I'm just basically solving. Okay? And my last step would be y equals, now we have negative 9 plus 2. Remember, we have a negative and a positive. Remember what I told you. If you are adding or subtracting positive or negative signs, you take the number of the highest number. You take the sign of the highest number. Okay. So when we subtract these two, I get what? 9 and 2 gives me from what? 7. Okay. 9 and 2 gives me 7. But which number has the highest? Which number is the highest and has the sign of the highest? All right. Which number has the sign of the highest? It'll be what? Negative 9. And negative 9 is what? Positive or negative? It's negative. So therefore, it's going to be negative what? 7. So my y value is negative 7. All right. So the answer to this problem, to the system of these equations, which is my x and y value coordinates, all right, x and y, is negative 3 and negative 7. All right. Again, family, make sure you write this down, get your notes, take your picture, do whatever you need to do. I'm gonna go ahead and move this up for you a little bit more so you can see it. Do what you need to do to get this information, family. Again, this is the math portion, and like I say, get your pictures, your notes, and it's right here. All right, this is part 1. Let's go into part 2, which is the sciences of us. We're gonna go into that briefly. All right, stay tuned. Welcome back, family. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to As Above, So Below, Part 2, University. Okay, Episode 2. Sorry, Episode 2. But this is Part 2 because we already did the math portion. All right, and hopefully you took a picture, got your notes down, and recorded the mathematics, the math, the math. All right, mysteries of us. All right, which is the mathematics, our encoded universe. So let's get on down to the science. All right, the science portion. All right, I got my notes right here, so I'm gonna go based off my notes, and let's rock with me, fam. Again, subscribe, like, comment. Have any questions, please ask, and of course, if you want to add on to what information that I have as well, family, you can do that as well. Okay. All right. Any oppressors out there? You can hit me up to you cockazoids. You can hit me up too. Um, I'm willing to do a debate. I'm willing to challenge you because ain't nothing you cockazoids or religious Negroes can say um, uh, that's gonna um, supersede or override uh, the information that I teach the family. All right, we here to understand. No, first of all, we here to understand, and we're gonna understand, and we're gonna overstand at the end of this lesson. All right, of both the mathematics and sciences of our universe. Let's get to it. All right. Now, I know that you guys are familiar with this name. All right. I know you're familiar with this guy's name. All right. At one point in time, a long time ago, I worshiped this guy. I loved this guy. This guy was my everything. He was my God. All right. His name is Jesus. All right. Jesus. Well, I'm here to tell you, family. If there's some family out here that's listening to my listening and watching my videos, and you feel offended, Again, you are welcome to like. You're welcome. I mean, not like because you're not gonna like if you're offended, of course. But you're welcome to comment um, and hit me up for a debate if you want to. Uh, I'm willing to take on the challenge because it's not a challenge at all. Your man right here, Jesus, never existed. All right, he never existed. Matter of fact, he did exist it, but it wasn't. It's not who this omnipresent, this God of God, this Caucasoid walking around here with blue eyes and blonde hair. That wasn't him. Okay, that wasn't him. Matter of fact, there was multiple men at that time named Jesus. All right, Jesus was a popular name at that time in that geographical location as well. Okay, but um, the Jesus, if he did exist, especially in those times, he damn sure didn't look like no Caucasoid, all right, or no Neanderthal, all right. I don't want to say the other lore terms that they call themselves, uh, because this video is on their algorithm, all right. So they believe in cancel culture. When you talk about them, they believe in canceling you out. If you're not talking about them in the best of light or in the light of a hero, they like to just go ahead and cancel you out. So I say that to say, until I advance myself technologically and get my website and app and all that together, then I'll be able to not have to worry about cancel culture. But for right now, family, you should be intelligent enough to know who I'm talking about when I say Caucasoids or Neanderthals. Okay, the oppressors. My enemy, your enemy, every melanated being, person on this earth and universe, enemy. All right, but Jesus. Now, watch this. If I take the J out, and put a Z and spell it the same way with the same letters, now I get what? What name is this, family? This is Zeus. All right? Zeus. This is Zeus, family. Jesus, Zeus. And I'm here to tell you that they are the same person. They're the same identity. Okay? Matter of fact, if you go on Google or if you go on any other images or any other website and you look at images of those two and you put those two together, they literally look identical. They look just alike. They look like the same person. All right, the same features. Long blonde or golden hair to the shoulders, blue-eyed, Caucasoid, Neanderthal look like. All right, white people. Okay. They look just alike. This is so, in other words, I'm saying this to say that Jesus is their God, not yours, family, not mine. All right, not mine. I woke. I was in the sunken place and I came out of it. All right. So Jesus is their God. But Jesus is really Zeus. Now, if you're not familiar who Zeus is, family, which you should be by now, because it's part of, they make sure that they teach you about the Olympian gods and their doctrine somewhere in K through 12. They make sure of that. So, but if you don't know who Zeus is, I'll just go ahead and just give you a little brief synopsis of who he is. Zeus is um, the greatest or highest Olympian god. Okay. Um, pretty much God of thunder. Okay, God of thunder. But he is the most powerful Olympian gods and one of Cronus' sons. All right, one of Cronus' sons. But um, what I want to bring up or mention now is that if you ask a Hispanic, all right, if you ask a Hispanic person what is Jesus' name, how do they say Jesus? They say Jesus. All right, you all right? What you doing over there, baby? See my girl over there having time. You okay? All right, now you act. Now you act. She having a time over there. All right. Hail Zeus. Okay. So if you ask a Hispanic, how do they say Jesus? They will say Jesus. Now, Jesus in English means what? Write it down, family. Baby girl, I know your situation. You gotta stay. You good? You over there playing and everything. Okay. Hail Zeus. That's what it means in English. All right, let me put English right here. All right. Jesus means hail Zeus. Not hail Zeus, but hail Zeus. The word hail as in H-E-I-L, not H-E-L-L. That's in terms of praising or congratulating um, an entity or a person. So hail Zeus, hail Zeus. That's what they're saying. They're saying hail Zeus in English. All right. So that lets you know. That lets you know right here that this man, first of all, this so-called man of these Caucasoids God name really wasn't even Jesus. That's one point. So I just broke it down from the etymology from Jesus to Zeus, because if you take the J out and put the Z, you get what? Zeus. In Spanish say Jesus, but what they're really saying in English is Hail Zeus. So where do you get Jesus from Hail Zeus? They're either two different persons or the same. But damn sure look at the names. They're very identical if you just change out the J and the Z. Now let me also put you on some more information. And again, you can look all this up, family. I'm not making none of this up. I'm not making none of this shit up. You can look this up straight up online, like literally on the internet. You can look this up. This is well documented in their information, in their books, in their libraries. All right. It's just they don't teach it. All right. They don't want to teach it. They don't want to reveal it because it's deception. Okay. It's the trickery, which they are the masters of trickery and manipulation. Okay. So check this out. Now, if now, all right, let me go about it this way. The J wasn't invented until the 1500s. So let's put a line right here and put 1500s. Now, how could this man be named Jesus? How could this man how could his name be Jesus if the J wasn't invented until the 1500s? The letter J wasn't invented until the 1500s. Okay? So he could have been called Jesus 2,000 years ago. So all of a sudden in the 1500s, these Caucasoid, all right, or these Neanderthals, all of a sudden in the 1500s, they want to change his name. They want to change the letter, the front part, the first letter of his name, and give it the J and name him Jesus. When, how can you do such a thing if that's not what he was called 2,000 years ago? So what you got to understand, family, is that you're dealing with not even a race. You're dealing with a thing. You're dealing with a thing that, like I said before, is the masters of trickery and manipulation. You're dealing with a creature that is the masters of manipulation and trickery. And they believe that they are gods. They believe that they are God. They believe that they are gods. They believe that they are our gods. All right. That's what they, and they act on it by inserting their power. All right. By inserting their power. And so one of the ways of inserting their power is taking information and changing it to what they see as fit or what they like. Now, it's very interesting how they can bring up plagiarism when they are the masters of plagiarism. It's crazy how they can bring up, I'm going to say that again one more time, and I want you to really think about it. It's crazy how they can talk about plagiarism and deem you and kick you out of school and make you lose your financial aid and all this. They do all this off the basis of plagiarism when they have been plagiarizing. You gotta understand, listen, they have been plagiarizing since they got in contact with us. All right. Since we taught them how to read, write, fundamentals, they have been plagiarizing. Yes, baby, they have. All right. So how can they talk about us taking information and flipping it when they've been doing that since they got here? Okay. Since they got here, they have been doing that. And not only that, to add on, how could we even plagiarize from the beginning in the first place? All information, all data comes from who? It comes from me. It comes from you, family. It comes from the melanated beings on this planet because we was here first and we always been here. Okay? So how in the world could we plagiarize when all the information and data and resources belong to us in the beginning? All right? These Caucasoids or Neanderthals just came here. They got in power and they stole all of our stuff and rewrote it. All right? And then come up with laws like plagiarism or policies like plagiarism and say that we can't reiterate what we already said. It's crazy. It's our information. Why can't we? All right. But all right. But I ain't gonna continue to rant. I'm not gonna continue to rant. I'm gonna keep on with the lesson. All right. You do your own critical thinking about that. Okay. But the J didn't exist to the 1500s. So what was this man name or men? Understand, men, because I told you before that Jesus was a popular name. All right, very popular name, meaning other men named Jesus as well. Okay, so we can go with I, Itsos. Okay, Itsos. And if I'm spelling it wrong, fam, I apologize. Just go back and do your research. I think I'm spelling it right. Let me check my notes. I don't want to miscorrect y'all. Because right now we're tapping on etymology. We're tapping on etymology. So yeah, Iosu. Yeah, that's right. Itsos. Itsos. All right. One of those. If I'm saying it wrong, just like I say, go back and do your own research and correct me. But Itsos. All right. But the I was before the J. Okay. The I was before the J. All right. The I was before the J. The J arrived here in the 1500s. The I was before the J. And as a matter of fact, again, I will go back and do another lesson on this. But I think the I, the J came from the I. They made the J from the I. All right. So all they did was it was like this, and all they did was just connected that dot with the line and just went up like that. All right, which made the J. All right, the J alphabet. Okay. It's etymology now. Etymology. Just go back and study the etymology of these terms. All right, so we got that, and then we got the Hebrews. Okay, the Hebrews, which again are melanated people, melanated brothers and sisters, and they called Jesus Yeshua. All right. Oh, think my marker going out, family. It's going out a little bit. I'll keep going. Yeshua. We're gonna keep going. So this is what the Hebrews called him Yeshua. And again, the Hebrews were a group of melanated people that stemmed from Kemet, all right, the land of the blacks, all right, Kemet, which is another etymology term for Egypt or Egyptos, which what that's the term what the Greeks called Egypt, and then it derived from Egyptos to Egypt. But before Egyptos, I think it was Egyptos. All right, but before that, before the Greek term, we called that land Kemet. All right, and the people that thrived in Kemet at that time were Hebrews, and the Hebrews called Zeus, Jesus, Isus, all these terms they called him Yeshua. All right, and the further you go back, the more terms you get. Okay, the terms is going to change the further you go back, family. All right, and that's when you got to do your research and etymology of. Okay. All right. Next we have. Oh yeah, and I ain't like I said, I'm not gonna do a whole lot on this. I said this in the beginning of the video that it was going to be short. I am going to come back to this. I am going to come back uh, to this term, Jesus. I am going to come back to this term and break it down some more. And kind of reiterate what I already said, but more in a PowerPoint fashion. All right, that's later on, probably on another episode. Okay. So the last thing I want to mention, family, is Serapis. All right. Now, Serapis is another term that stems from the Greeks as well. And if I'm spelling it wrong, just correct me, family. Serapis. All right, Serapis. And this Serapis stems from the Greek family called the Ptolemies. All right, the Greek family who was called the Ptolemies. The Ptolemies is a Caucasian uh, uh, group of family. Hold on one second, man. Telemark. There's no way. All right. Ptolemies is a group of Greek families that extended all the way down to several generations after they conquered Kemet. All right, Kemet or other parts in that area. They conquered that land and basically took our gods, our sacred gods, or Melanated beings. They took those names and basically all they did was just switch them. So they made themselves the gods or those beings, and basically erased ours. All right. So another Serapis is another term of that Jesus stemmed from, that comes from the Ptolemies, which is a group of Greek families that conquered Kemet, certain parts of Cabulon, which is another word for Africa or motherland, um, and changed a lot of our practices along with our sacred Melanated names. Okay. Um, and so that's kind of where me going back in time, breaking some of this information down. Okay. But I advise you, family, to do your own research. A lot of this research here is not hard to find. It is on the internet. Is transparent. Is blatant as day, and it's not hard to get. But this information is true. And again, it stems from white supremacy. Um, and they're conquering over our information and doctrines and practices. Okay. Yeah. All right, good episode. We hit the math hard. Yes, my baby is. I don't know, man. She's right now. I don't think she's teaching. I think she's right now having the ball, and she's over there just eating and playing. And I'm gonna have to clean up, and it's just gonna be a while. As I can see, it's gonna be a while. She didn't got food everywhere. But anyways, thank you, family, for coming in. Um, hearing me out, and express the mathematics and sciences of our universe. Um, check back in, like, subscribe, comment. You have anything to add, you can. You want to hit me up personally, that's fine too as well. I'm also promoting my music on there. My music was on YouTube till Getting Right. I was telling you about the cancel culture. Yeah, they took my mixtapes down. I had three mega mega mixtapes for you fam on there, three of them, and I'm working on my last one now. But they took it down, so I'll be putting that up on the gram and on the Facebook, um, Twitter and Patreon. But really support me on the Patreon. Once I get that popping, I'm gonna let you know when I'm done with that. Appreciate that, fam. Again, signing out to As Above, So Below University, episode 2. Like, subscribe, comment. One love. Peace.